Hey, here we go, fellas. Good win. Good win. Second half, much better defense. Think about that third quarter. We broke the game open, 41-24. They only shot 35% in that quarter. And only 2 fast break points. Like I said at the half, if we defend, we can score with anybody. We're elite offensively. If we care about our defense and our rebounding, we can go a long way. And we showed that in the second half. 44 assists is an unbelievable number. The ball is popping. And we had 21 fast break points. Once again, leading the NBA in that category. I'm going to give this to the guy that's got all the kids in his chair, Nikola Jokic. Big job. I love you too. Hey, bring it in, fellas. Good win. Sean, that's a spin. Spin. Nice career bucket, man. Here we go. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Time now for the stop of the game, brought to you by Breaks Plus. Peyton Watson did not get the Defensive Player of the Game chain, but he said, to Trae Young tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty much the block of the game, right? Look, if you're trying to get a basketball over Peyton Watson, good luck. Because the arms are just so long. He's got hops for days, and it just makes it so that it's very, very difficult to get any kind of shot over him. He just blocks them all. 2
steals, and that was his 1 block in tonight's game. Peyton Swatson carrying over the tradition into 2025. You love to see it. Let's talk about the Nuggets bench a little bit. We talked about it at halftime. 43 points stems for the second unit.
Yep.
I mean, they looked very confident, very well connected. Why do you think that is? Because they've been trending in the right direction too as of late.
Yeah, they really have. I just think that, if you see issues with a team early in the season, just give it some time. Just give it some time. Because sometimes, especially in this sport, chemistry really, really matters a whole lot. And when you start changing the pieces in and out, there's new players and there's young players into new roles, and there's a philosophy change offensively. There's so much happening that everybody's got to get used to each other. And then you have the added layer with the Nuggets that they've had players in and out of the lineup, right? So, now you have bench players playing in starting roles, and then they go back to the bench. And so I just think that for me, there's a lot of, you got to give this a lot of runway. And for the bench right now, they are starting to gel a little bit. Russell Westbrook at some point will return to a reserve role, and then he'll help enhance that bench even more. But sometimes these things take time. They have good players. We're closing in on trade deadline time in the NBA and all this, and everybody wants to see transactions. I just don't think this team needs them. I legitimately don't. Every team could use extra shooting, but the players they have on the roster are good enough to get the job done. The question is can they be consistent, and can you find a formula that not only works in the regular season, but carries over into the postseason as well?
One of the players off the bench who had a pretty good night, Julian Strawther, finished with 13 points. He's in the locker room now with Vic Lombardi.
Before we talk basketball, can we talk about that fresh cut?
Yeah, it was just time.
Yeah. Does it make you faster?
I get choked up thinking about it. I definitely felt a bit faster out there tonight, a bit more in control. Hair wasn't on in my eyes. It was good, but I'm hurting.
What changed in that second half? Your offense is elite right now, but once the defense gets going, you see how much better a team you are.
Yes, we're so efficient right now on offense, and if we could just put a couple shots together, we can go on runs really fast, and then that's how you kind of put games away like tonight. So I'm super proud of just how we handled, understanding what we did wrong in the first half and then kind of just applying it in the second.
Russ said defensively, as players, you have to hold yourselves accountable. Mm-hmm. How do you do that?
Understand that not only is it a team defense, but just having pride individually to guard. That's something that I'm trying to grow on every single day, and it's something that, Russ is harping on me with. So, yeah, it goes down to every single guy in this roster, just being, taking things personally on the defensive side of the ball. And once we could do that, we'll turn that corner.
You see that dude, he's been in the league 17 years. He's diving for loose balls. How contagious is that?
I feel like his energy is always contagious because, it's not just who he is on the court. It's not an act. That's who he is in real life and as a person. So, that's the energy that we come to expect from Russ. And, like you said, to get everybody going, a fast break play or a steal and a dunk. gets everybody going, everybody energized, and then we all kind of just feed off that.
Did you save the hair you cut off?
Nah, I should have.
Appreciate it.
Dempsey?
Yeah, I just like. First of all, the hair looks great. Look, I just need to say this. I think, it's very rare in basketball that you have teams that run as much and as fast a pace as the Nuggets be really great defensive teams as well. Those two things just don't mix. The Atlanta Hawks got 100 shots up tonight. Now, part of that is offensive rebounds, right? They had 12. But the other part of that is that the pace is so high that both of these teams are getting possession after possession so quickly. The Nuggets got 94 shots up. And if these are the numbers that are, in terms of shot attempts, that are going to happen on a night-to-night basis, you're not going to hold teams to 105. Now, I think for the Nuggets now, look, they are averaging, they're allowing about 117 and a half points per game. That can come on down to about 114, 113. If that happens, then that will have the equivalent of effect of you not being as great of an offensive team, but being a really good defensive team. So as long as they're playing to this pace, I just have to expect that some of these numbers organically will be this high. If they can just chop 3 to 4 points off of that, I think you'll start to see them really take off.
So you're telling me that the Munder is going to become extinct?
Yeah, it's going to be extinct. There's no doubt about that. But you want to, the thing about this also is I think the Nuggets they have the ability to play any way they want. So what's going to happen in the playoffs is these fast break numbers are going to come all the way back down because those teams will get back in transition and make them play in the half court. But they're good at that. They won a title doing that.
Yeah.
So there's levels to this defensive stuff.
All right, as we head to break, let's go to the interwebs because I'm told
They ran him off of 2 screens, 2 catch and shoot. He did that, got his points. They gave him the ball afterwards. It is awesome.
Here are the post-game stats brought to you by your local Chevy dealer. The assists, they're highlighted because the season high. The ball was popping. I've said it. Coach Malone has said it. Does it get any better?
No, it does not. I mean, I guess technically you could say, well, they have an assist on every single shot they make, but I mean, there were only 9 shots that they made in this game that were not assisted. I don't even know how to even, that's amazing. It really is. I mean, it really is the epitome of sharing the basketball and really moving without it. This team, they're also very aware of each other. You have multiple players that can play make, that can pass. It's what makes really good offensive teams.
You saw the points in the paint there too. 76 points in the paint and 21 of 21 from the free throw line. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Christian Braun, his night tonight was nearly perfect. 7 of 9 from the field, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Dempsey, you saw him get out and run in that game against Utah. It feels like he's just running and jumping and scoring. That's his recipe for success.
That's what he's doing. As a matter of fact, in the locker room after the game, he just said, well, I just ran and I jumped. Well, okay. I mean, that's simplifying things, but he's really good at those things. And, it's not easy to continue to press to run and run and run and run. Like you're just human nature. You're gonna walk. You're gonna take some possessions and go, okay. You're gonna exhale, and he just never does. And it begins for him defensively. He's so very active. He runs every passing lane, and then put him in the dunk contest. I know we say that every time Nikola Jokic dunks, but put Christian Braun in the dunk contest.
I actually think that would be a show that a lot of people would want to watch. Yeah. All right, well, Christian Braun, speaking to the media, he is at the podium.
ACB coach said at halftime that he challenged you guys because of how many points you gave up in the first half. When he does that, how easy is that as a team? Like, is there any conversation that goes on afterwards? Or it's like, okay, we got it, and then you just go out and execute?
I think we shouldn't have to have that challenge, and that's on us. That's on me. We got to do a better job from the jump, and that's kind of been a theme for us. We need to win first quarters, and we do a better job of setting the tone, early. But he did challenge us, and I think even without him challenging us, we knew, we weren't playing well on the defensive end. We weren't getting back in transition. There wasn't enough effort, so we kind of knew that as players. We just got to stop trying to flip the switch and just set the tone and bring defense every night.
Your role has changed so far this year. You're in the starting line. You're playing 35 minutes a night effectively. Just like, how are you feeling? How are you holding up through this? Like, is it a different kind of change of pace as opposed to previous years?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a different, workload. There's a different, last year I always talked about balancing, getting better and being ready to play. And I still have to do that, more minutes and still have to, develop and get better with Ogie and do those things. So there is more, but this is what I've asked for. This is what I've wanted. This is, what every player in the NBA wants. They want opportunity. They want, more minutes. And, the front office and, coaching staff has given me that. So, I'm happy. I want to play as much as possible. Like I said, this is exactly what I wanted. And as long as it's leading to wins, then that's what matters.
You guys have scored more than 130 for 4 straight games. What's working for you guys on that side of the ball?
I think, Nikola's obviously that's where you start. He's been great. When we play through him, we're really, really good. Sometimes we stray away from that, and that's kind of when we start turning the ball over. When we play through Nikola, then play through Jamal, get Mike shots, we've been really good and really efficient. Those guys have played really well, but I think that a big part of why we've been so good, especially these last few games, is Russ. Running in transition. He's, I think even I told somebody the other day, it kind of shocked me how good of a passer he was. I knew he was a good passer, but I didn't know he was this good. So he plays off Nikola really well. He finds me in transition a ton. He's been great for us. So, just playing through the right guys, and we have a lot of offensive talent, and that's clearly, not our problem.
Go ahead. What's the balance between kind of pacing yourselves collectively as a team during the regular season, making sure you're not in a spot where talking about our guys burned out at the end of a game 7 versus starting to develop bad habits potentially at the defensive end? Like, is there a balance there? Or is it just like at a certain point in the season that can't matter? You just have to get
You don't even talk about, pacing yourself. That, that shouldn't be a thing. Sadly, sometimes it is, and you try to stay away from that. But like I said, we got to, hang our hats. I think our championship year, we did a really good job of hanging our hats on defense first, because we know we're going to score points. Like you said, we scored 130 the past whatever many games. We know we're going to score. As long as we come out and we make the other team play bad, we're going to win a lot of games. And we haven't done that yet, so we'll get there. But there is no pacing yourself, especially because, the Western Conference is so good and it's so tight. I think we're doing a good job. We're going in the right direction, but there's no pacing yourself. You want to get the best seed, and the best way to be fresh is to win games by a lot, and not play fourth quarters. And I think that's the best way to be fresh. So don't pace yourself. Just try to win games by a lot. If you want to sit out and you want to get rest, you need to blow teams out.
Russ, you mentioned him earlier, just the way that he has sort of supercharged the lineup, honestly. Like, with as fast as you guys are playing, as often as you're getting out in transition, how much fun is it not just getting passes from Nikola on the break, but also getting them for Russ too?
He's been so fun to play with. He's been great for me. He's been great for the team. His energy, just as a whole, defensively, he's been great. He's been, everything that we expected from him, and just his energy and just his approach to the game, the way he approaches the shoot around, the way he talks, the way he does everything, the energy he brings is amazing for us. And like I said, when I'm on the break and he's got the ball, we feel so comfortable with him, dropping passes off. So all I got to do is run, and I think that makes it really easy on me. And so I got Nikola doing that, making it easy on me, and I got Russ making it easy on me. So I love playing with both of them. You come up here at night and Russ is still in here, working. So his approach to the game is refreshing, and the way he's guarded this year has been really good for us. So we love playing with him. We love Russ, and that's just kind of who he is every day.